Like Prix
Yeah,
still.
he's got it.
And the two. Thimo and best friend goes up without seeing the wall and back. I don't know if that was.
Yeah.
Gonna find out.
Yeah. Right, weak damage. Yeah, in the right.
There he comes. Yes, I know. But yeah, he doesn't move that. Oh, a bit of moving and Corner knocks up and he goes into the wall. There's 2-1.
Oh my god. The scene.
Coutinho, he's
That's Coutinho's off. That's Coutinho's off.
I think so.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh
I think that's a little try to win,
He got some more damage here, I catch that. But he doesn't care right now, to be honest.
no. But he goes across the line and he wins.
5. It's lights out and away we go. Basket Coutinho gets a great start. Really gets a great start. He gets past Davis.
Right, that is Davies. On the outside, he squeezes him. He's been.
Oh no! Big
That's so
touch! Oh my god, they have a little bit of touch and I think Push tries to make a move.
Oh, side by side. Purple rush. That's still side by side.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh no! Almost close. How did he
oh,
go
and Light
forward?
Cruiser now comes on the inside of the push there.
They touch a little bit, but I don't think he got damage with that.
The outside again. And then he gets squeezed again on the outside. Hettis Davy cuts the corner. And now Light Cruiser's going to have a go at Max. On the outside, on the run up to the hill. And he has got the move, and that was a P5. Again, backs out of it after seeing what's happened. And Hettis Davy loses it.
He's
And
really
that
making
is.
it easy for Light Cruiser.
Yeah. Oh, Max went on the inside!
Oh no! Oh no!
Look at that ball there.
Did he make a mistake?
Yes, he did. His tyres are gone. That gives Light Cruiser a chance on Tipsy. Side
Tipsy.
better of it. This is.
Yeah, Tipsy in the room.
Well, if the other guy,
Look how
if the
close
other
this
guy,
is.
Yeah.
oh my god!
I think he will.
No, he closed the door.
It's Vinny, but he gets a better exit. Vinny squeezing it.
Oh, no.
He's a
Really oh no.
That's bringing Tipsy back in. Although in the back, Vinny runs wide, goes into the wall. Now them two are side by side. Like, I'm pretty sure like that.
From P12 to P2. Really?
That's Coutinho. Wins. Screen. And there's the start. And I think Light Cruiser
Yeah,
still.
he's got it.
And the two. Thimo and best friend goes up without seeing the wall and back. I don't know if that was.
Yeah.
Gonna find out.
Yeah. Right, weak damage. Yeah, in the right.
There he comes. Yes, I know. But yeah, he doesn't move that. Oh, a bit of moving and Corner knocks up and he goes into the wall. There's 2-1.
Oh my god. The scene.
Coutinho, he's
That's Coutinho's off. That's Coutinho's off.
I think so.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh
I think that's a little try to win,
He got some more damage here, I catch that. But he doesn't care right now, to be honest.
no. But he goes across the line and he wins.
5. It's lights out and away we go. Basket Coutinho gets a great start. Really gets a great start. He gets past Davis.
Right, that is Davies. On the outside, he squeezes him. He's been.
Oh no! Big
That's so
touch! Oh my god, they have a little bit of touch and I think Push tries to make a move.
Oh, side by side. Proper rush. I'm still side by side.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh no!
push through.
Almost close. How did he
Oh,
go
and
forward?
Light now comes on the Assetto. Push through.
It does a little bit, but I don't think he got damage with that.
The outside again, and he gets squeezed again on the outside. Head Davey cuts the corner, and now Light Cruise is going to have a go at Max. He on the outside, on the run up the hill, and he has got the move, and that was a P5. Again, backs out of it after seeing what's happened, and
Oh,
Head
wow.
Davey loses it,
He's
and that is.
Light Cruise.
Yeah. Oh, Max went on the inside!
Oh no.
That's it! Oh no!
Look at that wall there.
Did he make a mistake?
Yes, he did. His tyres are gone. That gives Light Cruiser a chance on Tipsy. Side
Tipsy.
better of it. Ooh, this is. Whoa.
Yeah, Tipsy in the room.
Wow, if the other guy,
Look how
if the
close
other
this
guy,
is.
Yeah.
oh my god!
So I think he will.
No, he knows the door.
It's Vinny, but he gets a better exit. Vinny squeezing it.
Oh,
he's
Oh no.
That's bringing Tipsy back in. Although in the back, Vinny runs wide, goes into the wall. Now them two are side by
Let's see.
side. Like, I'm pretty sure like.
From P12 to P2. Really?
Let's continue. Screen. And there's the start. And I think Light Cruise is
Yeah,
still
he's got it.
And the two. Thimo and Bants
Oh,
go side by side,
yeah.
to the wall and back. I don't know if that was.
Max.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. Right, weak damage. Yeah, in the right.
There he comes. The inside. But yeah, he doesn't move there. Oh, a bit of moving and going knocks up. And he goes into the wall with 2-1.
Oh my god. The scene.
Coutinho, he's
That's
gonna
Coutinho's off. That's Coutinho's off.
I think so.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
I think that solidifies the win, which is right.
He got some more damage here, I catch that. But he doesn't care right now, to be honest.
Oh no. But he goes across the line and he wins.
5. It's lights out and away we go. Basque Coutinho gets a great start. Really gets a great start. He gets past Davis.
Right, that is Davies. On the out. He squeezes him. He's been.
Oh no! They
This is so
touch!
much.
Oh my god, they have a little bit of touch and I think Push tries to make a move.
Oh, side by side. Proper rush. I'm still side by side.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh no!
push
touch.
through.
Almost close. How did he
Oh,
go
and Light
forward?
Cruise now comes on the Assetto. Push through.
It does a little bit, but I don't think he got damage with that.
The outside again, and he gets squeezed again on the outside. Head Davey cuts the corner, and now Light Cruise is going to have a go at Max. He on the outside, on the run up the hill, and he has got the move, and that was a P5. Again, backs out of it after seeing what's happened, and Head
wow.
Davey loses it,
He's
and that is.
Light Cruise.
Yeah. Oh, Max went on the inside!
Oh no.
That's it. Oh no!
Look at that wall there.
Did he make a mistake?
Yes, he did. His tyres are gone. That gives Light Cruiser a chance on Tipsy. Side
Tipsy.
better of it. Ooh, this is. Whoa.
Yeah, Tipsy in the room.
Wow, if the other guy,
Look how
if the
close
other
this
guy,
is.
Yeah.
oh my god!
I think he will.
No, he knows the door.
It's Vinny, but he gets a better exit. Vinny squeezing it.
Oh no.
he's
Vinny's in the Oh no.
Let's bring in Tipsy back in. Although the one Vinny runs wide goes into the wall. Now them two are side by side. Like, I'm pretty sure like
went from P12 to P2. Really?
Let's continue. Screen. And there's the start. And I think like Prix
Yeah,
still
he got it.
And the two Timo and best friend go side by side, someone's in the wall and back. I don't know if that one's
Much. Yeah.
gonna find out.
Yeah. Right, wing damage. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
There comes the inside. But yeah, he does a good damage. Oh, a bit of moving and Corner knocks up and he goes into the wall with 2-1.
Oh my god. The scene.
Coutinho, he's
That's Coutinho's off. That's Coutinho's off.
I think so.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh
I think that's a little try to win, you're right.
He got some more damage here, I catch that. But he doesn't care right now, to be honest.
no. But he goes across the line and he wins.
5. It's lights out and away we go. Coutinho gets a great start. Really gets a great start. He gets past Davis.
Right, that is Davies. On the outside, he squeezes him. He's been.
Oh no, big
This is so
touch.
much.
Oh my god, they have a little bit of touch and I think Push tries to make a move.
Oh, side by side. Purple rush. They're still side by side.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh
Oh, they
no!
almost close. How did he
oh,
go
and Light
forward?
Cruiser now comes on the inside of the push there.
They touch a little bit, but I don't think he got damage with that.
The outside again. And he gets squeezed again on the outside. Hettis Davy cuts the corner. And now Light Cruiser is going to have a go at Marks. On the outside, on the run up to the hill. And he has got the move, and that was a P5. Again, backs out of it after seeing what's happened. And
Oh,
Hettis
wow.
Davy loses it.
He's
And
really
that
taking
is.
it easy for Light Cruiser.
Yeah. Oh, Max puts on the inside!
Oh no.
That's it. Oh no!
Look at that wall there.
Did he make a mistake?
Yes, he did. His tyres are gone. That gives Light Cruiser a chance on Tipsy. Side
Tipsy.
better of it. This is. Whoa.
Yeah, Tipsy in the room.
Hello and welcome everyone to round 2, or not round 2, F2 SLR in France. I am your commentator Van Beats with Bailey.
Hello.
And today we're going to be trying to commentate this race of 11 people, I guess.
No knowledge of F2. We're just gonna try our best to commentate on all the action that's going on.
So this is a one-shot qualifying, so we're going to get straight into the action here in a couple seconds once everyone gets their loadouts ready.
Yeah, everyone will be loading their setups, trying to find the right one for the perfect lap, the only lap at Le Castellet, which will be hopefully a fast one for the drivers. Very easy to get in a validation round here, so they want to avoid that the best they can throughout the lap.
And now we're just waiting for Ocean Chief and Wimpy, and here we go.
Who shall we be riding on board today?
I'm gonna go with Bants. I feel like he's a pretty fast one here, and be on board with him.
Yeah, breaking into turn 1. He took that very cautiously, obviously not trying to get a warning, as he does get a good exit out of turn 2, coming down the stretch into turn 3, taking it down into third, locks up a bit on the apex, staying in third throughout the corner, shifting down into second, no first gear, and coming through the sweeping right, ready to go into the long back straight.
Oh, and he spins out.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little bit unfortunate for him here.
His lap ruined.
I'm going to be following on board with Hatar here, who's in the pole position at the moment. Oh! Alright, gets the apex pretty nicely here. Max splits right behind him. Light Cruiser right behind Max.
Looks like we're going to have a pretty close pole position. It's going to be who can nail a very tricky section of turn 3, as I'm going to run on board of Max. He takes up very nicely in 4th gear, shifting down to 3rd, not trying to avoid wheel spin on the exit, which he does very nicely and very smoothly indeed. Now up into this flowing left-hander, which comes into a very sharp final corner. Up into 3rd, back down into 2nd, clips the apex nicely, looking to get a good exit, opens DRS now to come across the line.
And Hatar takes pole position by 7/10, much faster than everyone else at the moment. And also, Bailey, apparently you're quiet, so let me turn you up.
Very good lap by H2 to get pole position by 7/10 over Light Cruiser, our current championship leader, by a hefty 75 points, and over to Max, only half a tenth behind Light Cruiser. Adam in the Trident in P4, Wimpy in P5, Grazy in 6th, Vinny in 7th, Ocean Chief in 8th, Bants after that spin does DQ in 9th, and the rest of your disqualifications in as go as following: Icewind, Tipsy, and Push.
I find it interesting that Vinny went on hards, and he was still pretty close by, only 2 seconds behind the leader, or Prix almost.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I wonder what his plan is here.
So he's going to be a lot faster in the end of the race, obviously on the softer compounded tyre. So it'll be interesting to see how he can navigate through the field in the late stages of the race. As we wait for the drivers.
Yep. This is the first race of 2 future race. If you're just tuning in.
The drivers obviously can't adjust their fuel load in F2, I think. From past experiences, you can't. So let's just see. They may be thinking of strategy as Ocean and Max are still sorting their cars out, ready to get underway.
And the session is starting.
I believe we do. Yes, we do have a formation that first. And I believe, unless it's a glitch.
No, it's definitely formation. They're swerving around.
Yeah, HTR's on mediums, on hard. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I see that.
As is Adam and Wimpy. Yeah. I guess we don't really know the rules of F2, so
we're going to though.
So he'll be wanting to get temperature in those tyres as much as he can, and as Light Cruiser and Max, both on the soft compounded tyres, will be wanting to get ahead of him as soon as they possibly can. It's not good staying behind someone on older tyres, because you know, on harder tyres, as they will be a lot faster near the end of the race with a lighter fuel load.
And something interesting about tires is you can look in the bottom right of the stream and you'll be able to see a little infographic about everyone's tire temperatures and wear and wing damage as well during the race, if any contact does happen.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, who do you think is gonna win this race?
Well, Light Cruiser pretty much won it last season, so I think he'll be pretty good to contender. I don't know anything from H-Star yet, so I'll see how he does. Obviously, him taking pole by 7/10 is pretty impressive though, so I'll keep an eye on him. For anyone else though, for third position, it's up to anyone, I guess. Anything can happen. Vinny's pretty fast. I think that Bants is pretty fast. Wimpy can be up there as well. We'll just have to see how the start goes and if anyone ends up bumping into each other.
Yeah, let's hope for a clean start with some good racing. I'm going to put it on H-Star to win, obviously. He'd be starting on the harder compound, and obviously with the 7/10 difference in the race. Really doing well. As we get ready for the start of this race, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's the lights out. And away we go for the race at the Castellet. Light Cruiser gets a very good start, already up in the first. Those soft tyres really coming in handy. Max gets a terrible start, falling down to 7th. Light Cruiser is the first to lead them into turn 1, followed by H-Star and Adam. As Gracie is behind us, we've got a spinner in the back. I didn't see who that was, as we have Vinny and Gracie going side by side. And it looks like they're going to be... Vinny's going to be round the outside. Very tricky move to pull off round there. And he gets a move...
Oh, and they have no contact.
There's a bit of contact between them, and it looks like Bants just managed to hold it there, as Max gets ahead of Vinny now.
And now onto the straight here. Light Cruiser taking up a really good start here, leading the pack at the moment. Almost a full second in front of H-Star.
As Vinny was up the inside of Max there, but decides to think better of it, as Gracie is behind Adam, and Adam got the better exit, so I think he is going to hold on to that position. Light Cruiser storming away with a 1.3 second gap already. Breaking that DRS in the first lap is very crucial for his race. As Bants locks up, and that allows Max to go back into 5th place after a bad start on the soft compounded tyres. It looks like Gracie's really trying to find a way past Adam through the last sector. It's not really a place where you'd want to get past someone. As Icewind and Wimpy are battling side by side, I might have just been proved wrong by Icewind here. As he's side by side, Wimpy's going to get the better exit off the corner, but Icewind pulls up ahead and into 9th place.
And Gracie takes over our dear, and so does Max. Wow. So he loses Max up on 2 positions here, probably because they're on sauce for sure.
Yeah. As Hitch oh no, it's a timing glitch. It said it was 5/10. But Vinny is right on the back of that Bants, right up his gearbox. I think he might go for a move in the next couple of stages, as Bants does run wide, which is going to give Vinny the better exit in the slipstream now. Who's running the lowest wings? We'll find out in a minute. Vinny is not really gaining that much, but he might pull out to the the right hand side, but doesn't make anything of it, as Max and Gracie going side by side. Gracie with the outside line, getting the better exit. Max edging ahead though slightly on the outside line, and that allows him to get through, but tucks back in the slipstream to Gracie, and he's going to have a look around the outside, which doesn't really work out for him too much. As Adam and Bants are now going side by side.
Wide here.
Yeah. And Vinny looking to get involved, and it's very close. There's a bit of contact there.
Some
And
little
I think there's a
buggery
bit
here.
of desync as well, but Adam does hold on ahead of that Bants. That Bants going up the inside, thinks better of it as Adam has a much better line to stay ahead of Bants. As we've got a yellow flag in sector 3, and I think it was Light Cruiser because H-Tar has got ahead. And that is crucial for H-Tar's race as he sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh.
Yep, now he is 1 second in front of Light Cruiser. So
Yep.
to miss out on that DRS that just got enabled this lap.
Yeah, that's crucial as Bants locks up coming into turn 1, and that allows Vinny to get past him. Maybe Tipsy as well as they go side by side coming into turn 3. It's going to be side by side on the apex of the corner. Who's going to get it? Bants on the outside, Tipsy on the now it's the inside for Bants as they're swapping and jostling for positions, and Tipsy really wanting to get ahead now. I think Tipsy might have the DRS. I may be wrong. But we're going to find out as he has the better line and the better exit. Tipsy running
Which
a
is
bit
a little bit
wide.
off.
He might have picked a warning up as Icewind comes out
Icewind
of
comes
nowhere.
out of nowhere. Wow.
Yeah, with the DRS, and he might take both of them on the same straight as he goes around the outside of Tipsy and makes the move stick. A great move by him. Tipsy might get the better exit, obviously, with him being on the outside and Icewind having to take the tighter line, but it doesn't look like it. A great move by Icewind to catapult him up into 7th place in this race.
If you look up in the front of the field here, Light Cruiser has caught up to H-Tar. Only
That's
1/10 away. He's on those softs.
I thought he was going to go around the outside there through sector 3. It would be a very risky move if he did so. But he thinks better of it, which is obviously, I think, better for the races. It's a long way to go. We've still got quite a few laps. And he has a look on the inside. Very risky move. He might get him here with the DRS with a better exit on those softer compounded tyres. He's gaining. He sets the fastest lap. He pulls out to the left-hand side to take the inside line. And once again, he takes the lead of the French Grand Prix in the feature race.
Tipsy Bob is right behind Icewind right now as they come into turn 3 here. He should get past him on the straight with DRS.
Light Cruiser gets a bit squirmy on the exit, but I do think he will be safe from H-Tar unless he's running considerably higher wings, which I do believe is the case. Tipsy's falling quite far behind Icewind in that complex section, those couple corners. I think H-Tar's goals right now is just to stay within the DRS range and keep it there, because once he gets on those soft compounded tyres, he will be a missile.
For sure. Tipsy Bob unable to pass Icewind here on the straight. As they come into the long turn here.
Well, he runs a bit wide. I'm going to check penalties. I haven't seen any pop up on my screen. It's only that Bants with 2 warnings. Tipsy, Wimpy and Vinny all have 1. So very clean, considering the nature, as Bants is spun! Bants is spun at the first, turn 11 I think that is. And he is falling right to the back of the grid in P12 on those hard compound tyres, which might have just ruined his chances of some good points. Light Cruiser sets the fastest lap now this lap.
Once again, 2 laps in a row here. Proving his pace right now, but HR also proving his pace because he's right behind him still. He's catching up.
Really sticking with Light Cruiser here, which is, like I said, crucial for his race. And maybe those softs aren't as good as they were. Maybe that Light Cruiser's mistake for the last sector is really going to cost him this race, as he should have been 2, maybe even 3 seconds up the road by now. H-Tar just can't do anything with Light Cruiser coming onto that straight. Light Cruiser on those softs just gets a so much better exit than H-Tar. I think that's making the difference down the straight, but I do think if H-Tar does get a good exit, he will have him on the straight.
Yeah, he plays a little bit safe here as they exit the little turns here. Let's see what happens. He's catching up. It's a little bit wide.
Yeah, like Cruiser. Just wanting to pull away, but the DRS is keeping Hedgehog in. And I think that's what's gonna maybe win Hedgehog this race. If it stays like this. He makes a bit of a mistake when it's a bit too wide to Hedgehog, and that's gonna cost him some time. As Light Cruiser peels into the pit lane at the end of this lap, the undercut is what he'll be trying to do. He could pick up a 5-second time penalty.
That's gonna hurt him in the long run.
And a 5-second time penalty is not going to help him as Gracie pulls into the pits as well. And that promotes Max to P2, but that is going to be detrimental to Light Cruiser's race.
And it looks like the closest battle we have right now is Vinny attacking a deer for third position at the moment.
Yeah, he's a bit too far away unless Adam makes a mistake coming out the exit of this corner. These two did battle before. I think one of them made a mistake. I think Vinny made a mistake. I can't remember. As the DRS flap is open, as Icewind's DRS flap is open too, as he is catching this little battle. And Adam will really start to feel the pressure of Icewind and Vinny breathing down his neck, which will not be a great feeling for him. Adam just trying to take these corners nice and neat, knowing if he makes a mistake, the other two Vinny will pounce on him as he runs a bit wide. The car looking very squirmy for Adam. He looks to have it under control for the majority of the lap, but just a bit of understeer coming through some of these corners. As Max peels into the pit lane to put a fresh set of hard compound tyres on to boot, as Icewind is on the back of these two as well. Vinny braking later and later each lap, coming through there, the gap closing and closing. Adam runs a bit too wide. That gives Vinny a good exit, which puts him really close to him, braking much later, narrowly avoiding the back of his car. And honestly, the rear diffuser of Adams might have just been utterly destroyed if Vinny had broke about 10 meters later.
All three drivers super close to each other now as we go into the straight. Let's see who can pass who.
Vinny's closing 197 down the straight, but not close enough to have a move on Adam, who was just doing his best to keep ahead as he runs a bit wide. Light Cruiser, Icewind makes a mistake and loses the rear, which has hampered his run. As flat as you like through there.
Here we go, really close here. Can he make a move?
No.
No.
It's a bit too far back. Yeah, Adam's really starting to feel the pressure, but he's keeping his cool and he's doing well in that. In the Trident car, I believe it is. He knows that one little slip up will allow Vinny into second place, which I think is fourth place once we factor in all the pit stops.
Yep, they should be pitting soon, I believe.
Yep. As Light Cruiser's on the back of Ocean Chief, he should get him on the straight with DRS and a good exit, which he does. Oh, but it looks like Ocean Chief's gonna fight this here, and he pulls back in and lets that move be. There's Vinny on the closest that he's ever been. If he gets these right, he should be within striking distance He does. He makes it very neat and tidy, hitting those apexes well. In the slipstream, opens DRS. He's gaining.
Oh, he's
pulls
definitely
out to
got
the
him.
right. Adam defending, coming into the tricky corner of turn 8, and he's got him before the corner even starts. And maybe Adam might just have a comeback for him, but he's got a terrible exit off of the tricky turn 8-9 complex. And Vinny is up into 2nd place in this race. Icewind will be...
Yep,
yeah.
he's still behind them, so he's still looking for his time to attack and capitalize on a mistake if it does end up happening here.
Yes, as it doesn't look like Vinny is pulling away. So he's not at all, as Adam is right on the back of him. He sets himself up for a good exit. Vinny straightened his car up a bit faster and gets... But keeps that 2nd position as it does tap in Vinny's around!
Oh no!
And that allows Icewind to get ahead too! That's terrible! As Light Cruiser sets the fastest lap of the race! Vinny is around at turn 1, and that is completely Adam's fault. He just missed his apex, his braking point, sorry, and just sent him round. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't have any damage, as it was quite a light hit, but it did send Vinny spinning.
And I'm gonna try looking for damage here. The audience can also see if he does have damage, but from the looks of it, it doesn't look like he doesn't have that much. That's gonna be very unfortunate for Vinny, as he's been pretty well so far until that moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, speaking of Vinny, he's gonna go up the inside of Tipsy and gets that move done pretty easily. I don't think it's done yet, actually. Tipsy looking to get a good exit. Oh, he loses the rear. And I think that is going to keep Vinny ahead for now. Oh, he's closing. He's at shift down into 5th. That's a dirt, yeah, really played an effect on him there. And that is the end of that little run. As H-Tar Pit runs a bit wide now. And he is, I assume, going to put on some soft tyres. If he doesn't, I'll be very surprised. As Adam and Icewind stay out, Poosh pits, Vinny pits, Tipsy doesn't, Wimpy does, and
we're gonna see here. Will Light Cruise actually get past H-Tar? The moment of truth.
It's gonna be very close. H-Tar has put some good laps. Oh, it's gonna be close, but he does get past. So some good laps from Light Cruiser has put him into the net lead of this race, but H-Tar has a fresh set of softs.
Let's not mention the 5-second pit penalty.
Ah, yes, I forgot about that. I think Vinny just had a look at Poosh through the 2nd corner, but gets a pretty bad exit. Icewind closing on the back of Adam. Gets very close to his rear diffuser.
And these guys surely should be coming into the pits now.
Yeah, I would think so too. Not spending that long on a hard compound tyre is just going to ruin your chances of some very good laps at the end of the race. So I do think he'll be coming in as Poosh gets ahead of Grazy there, and that promotes him up to P8, as Vinny is right behind this train, and he looks to the right hand side, the inside line for the next corner, and swoops into P9 into this race. He gets ahead of Grazy, and that is going to be crucial, as Icewind and Adam both pit. Icewind does definitely gain some time. I think a bit of lag there has slowed Adam down. Tipsy boxes as well, so that promotes Icewind and H-Tar back into the lead of the race.
Ocean is also pitting.
Yes. Lycos have put his foot down there. He just set the fastest lap of the race. But H-Tar definitely has gained time on him, so pretty tricky. Where has these guys come out of the pits? I think Pooch's gained quite a bit of time on these guys. On Light Cruiser and Adam. H-Tar and Light Cruiser. It's going to be a pretty close battle. As it looks like it might happen this lap. H-Tar gets a very good exit of that corner. As he's in the slipstream, opens DRS now. And is he going to pull to the right hand side, the left hand side? He's going to go to the inside line now. And this is for the lead of the race. On lap 11, he sweeps into it. Into turn 8. Is Light Cruiser going to set him up for the exit? He tries to. Puts it up in a second, gets a bad exit. And has no response for the soft tyres on that Campos racing car. And he flies into turn 10 now. And it looks like Light Cruiser might have a look on the inside. He picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oof.
And I think
That's going to put him 7 seconds behind now.
Yeah, I think that might be the end of Light Cruiser's charge to win this race. As Icewind got ahead of Adam, we missed that. For the lead of the race. As Wimpy and Tipsy are going side by side through turn 10, Wimpy on the outside couldn't make anything of it. As Crazy's an AI right now, so I do believe Tipsy and Wimpy
Did notice that too.
be able to fly past him quite easy. As H-Tar sets
they kind of collide here. The AI. Something worth to note here, Max Splits is only 8 seconds behind Light Cruiser, so if Light Cruiser is not careful, he could potentially even lose second to Max here.
Yeah, Max needing 1/10 only.
And H-Star actually picks up his own 3-second time penalty.
Yeah. It won't affect him too heavily, as he is 9.2 seconds ahead of Max. As Wimpy picks up a penalty, they're all rolling in now. Speaking of Wimpy, he is on the back of Tipsy, as is Adam on the back of Icewind. So we'll keep an eye on both of these. Oh, as Wimpy goes for it now.
Yep,
That's
makes
very
a nice move right here on the outside.
Very optimistic, but Tipsy's going to get the DRS. This is a yellow in sector 1. Who's that for? I don't know. But Tipsy's going to get the DRS on Wimpy now, as Adam and Icewind don't have any side-by-side action. Looks like Tipsy just going to close enough to go for a move on the inside over to turn 8.
Hope he backs up a little bit as we hit a sector 2 yellow flag somewhere.
Yes, it's Vinny. It's Vinny spun at the exit of turn 9.
Oh.
I don't know whether he's got damage or not.
I think a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
This will definitely allow Wimpy and Tipsy to get past him for sure.
Speaking of Wimpy and Tipsy, Tipsy looks like he was going up the inside there. And he is! He's going to chuck it up the inside. A great move through turn 3 as Ocean Chief picks up a 3-second time penalty. Wimpy has a better exit, but Tipsy kind of forced him there. Hard but fair racing as he gets himself back up to P8 in this race.
And Icewind surprisingly takes the fastest lap.
Might he be a threat to Light Cruiser and Max to take second place in this race? I'm just going to check if he has any penalties. He has one warning. So does Max. So it's been a pretty good race so far, and I don't think the action's going to stop yet, as we've still got Vinny, Tipsy, and Wimpy all in a train here, battling for 7th place. Wimpy will want P8 for that first grid slot of P1 for the sprint race. And he's a bit too far back, as is Tipsy on Vinny, and as is Adam on Icewind. So everyone's just they're in DRS, but not close enough to make a move. Which just shows how close the grid is so far. As Icewind is really starting to gain on Max. He's in his vision and he will be driving the fastest he can to get ahead of Max and maybe take P2 off Icewind. Of Light Cruiser, sorry. As Adam is pretty close to Icewind as well, so he is dragging Adam with him. That could hamper Light Cruiser even more, dropping it down to maybe even P4. Looks like Adam is really close now in the DRS and the slipstream down the main straight.
It should be an easy move here.
I don't think it will be, because Icewind will want to fight this pretty hard and very close there between the two drivers. Adam gets a better exit, but doesn't really make anything of it. Icewind obviously just wants to continue his charge up through the field as he picks up a 3-second time penalty.
No, that's gonna push him down to at least 6 at the moment.
Yeah, and that's gonna help Adam, and that might have just saved Light Cruiser, as now the gap's 9.2 seconds to Max, which is 1.3 seconds clear. So that's great news for him. As Icewind is in that DRS, he'll be really be pushing now, and as will Adam on the 3-lap-year-old soft compound, as Icewind in the slipstream of his teammate's car, and it doesn't look like he is going to make a move yet. I think he'll wait till the main straight, or maybe if Max makes a mistake through the Section 3 complex section, he will stay behind to the main straight onto the last lap of the race. But I don't think Icewind will be able to pull 3 seconds on Max in time, which might give Adam a chance and a shot at P3 in this race, as Icewind is all over the back of Max. Now Adam's just getting the popcorn out, sitting back and watching these two teammates go at it. As Icewind pulls.
Tense final lap here.
As he pulls to the right hand side, the outside of turn 1, not the preferred one, but he makes it stick. Obviously on the soft compound tyres, making it a lot easier. Adam's sitting back with the popcorn, watching this all unfold. He really needs to get ahead of Max to be able to have a shot at P3. Icewind locks up, coming into turn 3 and turn 4. And through the DRS section, it's going to be very close, as Max will want to keep ahead as much as he can. And it's just so he is safe from Adam. Adam makes a mistake though, and Poosh goes through.
The Poosh.
Does Poosh have a penalty? I'm going to check that. He doesn't. So Poosh could be promoted to P4 here, if these two might have a collide, maybe. It doesn't look like it, but very good drivers behind the wheel.
Yep. No contact at all.
Icewind's just going to pull away through the middle, for the final sector, obviously on the soft compound tyres.
And H-Star's getting really close here to the finish line.
Yeah.
Oh! Almost kind of loses that thing. No, he's good. Comes to the final turn. And H-Star takes the feature race win here in France. What a drive by him.
Yeah, an amazing drive. But Poosh has got ahead of Max Split, which will promote him up in a P3 with Icewind with his penalty. That's a great race from Poosh from where he started, and I think a fantastic, well-deserved podium on his part. H-Star was in a completely another league on that soft compound tyre. A great race by him. A great drive.
And we are getting a little bit of radio transmission right here from H-Star. So he's going to be celebrating his win here. He did take up pole position, so he's going to get some extra points now.
Yeah, I think he'd be taking away 29 points from this race is Icewind snatched the fastest lap from his grasp near the end of the race. And I'm gonna do something real quick. So you hold down the fort.
Okay.
I'll go and do something.
We're just gonna wait up for the sprint race now, which will be a little bit shorter. And let's check the race director here to see the instant list. We have a whole bunch of warnings. There's that 5-second speeding penalty. Just so everything's caught up on the stream here.
So after a great feature race, we move on to the sprint where first and eighth are reversed, which I don't know who's on pole. I didn't see who came eighth that race. We'll just have to find out.
And we are waiting for everyone to get ready. We have like 10 seconds left, so hopefully everyone gets their tires and setup sorted out.
Yeah, it should be a no-stop race, the sprint.
There's formation, right? Or no?
Yes. So we set away for the formation lap. The second time this evening. It's Friday evening.
And unfortunately we did lose 2 drivers, but 10th and 9th I believe don't receive any points. So there is something to fight for here today in this race.
Yes, that is the grids. Vinny now starts on pole with Tipsy behind. Icewind in P3 wanting redemption after the first race where he got robbed of P3. Adam sits in a comfortable P4. Max in P5. Pooch in P6 after that podium. Light Cruiser after that defeat in the feature race will be wanting to redeem himself in the sprint. And H-Star, we saw how fast he is. Let's see how he can get his way through the pack and maybe secure a win. So with the grid being reversed, I think, who do you think will win this time?
Well, with Vinny up front, I think if he gets a really good start and he can pull away from the pack, he should be a contender for at least first, second, or third. Because he did get a little bit unlucky with Adam hitting him in the round turn 1. So he'll definitely want to like distance himself as much as possible from everyone and try to get the best start he can. Icewind also right behind him, so this depends who gets the best start, honestly. They already know Light Cruiser and H-Star will be rushing right behind them. So the better the start, the more distance you can pull away, the better it'll be for them. For sure.
Yeah, yep. As they get their last bit of heat into their tyres before we get underway. Do you want to do the start sequence this time?
Yeah, sure.
I'll keep an eye on things further back. So they line up on the grid, all on the hard compound tyres, as this is a no-stop race, so there is no mandatory pit stops.
Oh no. Alright. We are 5 lights out in France. Here we go. The race begins. Looks like a decent start from everyone. Light Cruiser, I believe, take a really good one here. We have Vinny still up in front. Tipsy right behind him. Light Cruiser picking up some positions here. He's right behind Adam. Vinny actually building a little gap here already.
Yes, Max had a terrible start further back. He just seems to get a very terrible launch as Push goes into Light Cruiser and loses it. Manages to save it. No damage done, I believe, but that allows Hitchtar to go around the outside as Push almost loses it again. Wimpy, that promotes Wimpy up in the 7th, and maybe Max to have a go at him down the straight. The long straight as Icewind sweeping down the straight with Tipsy, and Wimpy going side by side with Hitchtar, and he takes that position.
Max also taking up on Push over here. So Push has lost like around 3 positions at the moment. And we do have some yellow flags here. What has happened? Nothing? Oh, okay.
It's Ocean Chief. I believe he might have lost it.
Oh.
Further back of the field.
He's already 40 seconds behind everyone.
Yep. We have many drivers very bunched up as Light Cruiser is going to have a look at the inside of Adam. Thinks better of it this time around. As we have a look at the position changes, Light Cruiser and Wimpy making up 3 positions as he, speaking of him, gets a terrible exit. That tells Hitchtar to have a look on the outside line. And it looks like he will take that position. Not to speak too soon as Wimpy locks up coming into the final corner, cuts the corner a bit.
It's a little bit past Adam here, but he's right behind Light Cruiser now in 4th. They're going free wide into turn 1 over here.
Oh my god. Who's going to come out on top? Light Cruiser versus Icewind now. Ooh, that's a great move by Light Cruiser if he can pull that off, but doesn't manage to. And he's going to tuck into the slipstream. But
we are getting some desync right now.
Yeah, as Adam desyncing through Light Cruiser, but it looks like everything's okay. There's a bit of contact.
There's a little bit of contact here. He's up way too wide now.
Yeah, Light Cruiser being forced to take the runoff area as Max, I believe, just got past Pusha again. Unless that's the arrows bugging out for me. As Light Cruiser pulls out to the left, coming down into the favourable turn overtaking spot. Turns right.
He gets it done pretty easily.
Turns left,
Adam also might be able to take him over. He does at the moment. Oh, and they can't have contact all here.
Come together.
Oh
That's
my god.
Going to allow H-Tar to get ahead of Icewind. And Adam is lagging a bit, so we want to be aware that he doesn't lag back into your car. It won't be a great time.
And I think that same move also allowed Icewind to lose up to H-Tar here. Now he's in 6. So he went from 3rd to 6 over that straight.
That's insane.
Really unfortunate for him.
As Light Cruiser runs very wide through that corner. I don't think that was a racing line. They have a very hectic first couple of laps, sorry.
That's something really interesting though. Benny and Tipsy Bob still in their 1st and 2nd positions.
Yes, as Vinny pulls out 1 second gap and sets the fastest lap of the race. 1.7 seconds to Tipsy Bob as DRS is now enabled, making overtaking a lot easier now. We do see the fast boys coming through the field of Hitchstar, Adam and Light Cruiser respectively. And Max on the back of Icewind. He might just wait till the DRS straight, which would be more smarter from him from a commentary standpoint. But we don't know what's going through the driver's head. Maybe they have a different idea. As Tipsy loses it on the rear a bit. Vinny picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is not good for his race at all.
He's almost making a 3-second gap, but that doesn't matter anymore now.
As Hitchtar doesn't look like he's getting the move done, but Max Split looks like he is right up the inside. A massive dive. He barely keeps on track as Icewind's around through that corner. I didn't see if there was any contact between them.
And
but
he
Icewind retires. He retires straight away. He's obviously not very unhappy. I think there might have been contact between them if Icewind's reaction is like that. As we've got a yellow in sector 2, who is it for? I think it might just be for Icewind's retiring car. Yes, it is. So, his shot on the back of Adam. Light Cruiser on the back of Tipsy. Tipsy should be a pretty easy move for Light Cruiser with him being so close in the DRS and obviously Tipsy not having any. It depends whether Light Cruiser gets this move done down the main straight or the longer straight of turn 8. It looks like he's going to get it done this way. Sets the fastest lap in the process. Pulls out to the right hand side for the outside line. Is he going to get it done before the corner? It looks like he does. And that promotes him over to P2 and on the chase of Vinny now in this race. Pooch still on the back of Max. HCR, Adam and Tipsy still on the back of Light Cruiser, so very close between these all. I'll try and keep an eye on both the battle, but I think we'll keep on the four-way train right now. As all 4 attempts between them, the only move I can really see is Tipsy going on the back of HCR. It doesn't look like any moves are going to surface, but a move that is going to surface is Pooch on Max. Now, this is going to be a bit of a swapping tide, I think.
No, Pooch takes it pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, he does. This might just happen for a couple laps until one of them make a mistake. A very similar pace, but Max got some very serious straight line speed. Not looking at Adam. Right on the back of Tipsy, as is his shot on the back of Adam. So they all need to watch out on what they're doing, as if they go for a move and it doesn't work out, one of them is gonna have a move on them, and the person that needs to worry about this most is of course Adam, who's in between Tipsy and HStar, both in the Campos cars, as he runs very wide through that corner. Make sure not to cut across HStar as he might take him out and send them into a spin. He's now got the DRS. Light Cruiser sets another fastest lap, gaining on Vinny every single lap, and Tipsy's still in that DRS, which is not helpful for Adam or HStar, as they won't be able to get a move. As HStar might have a look at Adam here. He's gotten the slipstream. He pulls to the inside of turn 3, but thinks better of it through on this stage, as Max does the same to Pooch. HStar very close to Adam. As he makes a mistake.
Oh, and Adam. Oh no, he spins out.
He spun.
He makes a mistake coming into the last turn before the straight, and he does lead the session. Honestly, I don't know why he would, but it's fine.
Yeah. As Max looks to the outside of Pooch again. Turn it. As I said, this might just be a swapping game for a couple laps. And Max gets that move. Pooch though very close on at the back of him. Now, as he might have a look on the outside line, Max aggressively goes to the left to get that line through turn 10. Pooch very close to him, but doesn't go for a move. It's a real shame for Adam. He just got a bit on the slippery surface of the blue asphalt, and there's no grip out there. And he obviously found that out the hard way, which is not good for him and his race. Pooch, 5 tenths behind Max. HStar, 5 tenths behind Tipsy. I think it'll be a matter of time before we see an overtake from HStar on Tipsy, as I think Max has finally got the better of Pooch, and he's going to start to pull away, I believe, as Pooch runs a bit wide through turn 1 and doesn't get the best of exits. Tipsy makes a mistake out of turn 2, and HStar takes that position, but Tipsy will have the DRS on the long straight in the run up to turn 8, as Light Cruiser might just pick up DRS ever so slightly as he loses the rear there at the exit of turn, I believe, is 6. Tipsy doesn't look like he's close enough to make a move on HStar this lap. No, he's gaining, but he's not close enough. Push is doing exactly the same gaining, but he is not close enough. As Light Cruiser in the DRS of Vinny, I think we will see an overtake coming from this train soon enough. As Max, still under pressure from Push, who does pick up a 3-second time penalty, which isn't great for his race. H-Star, still under pressure from Tipsy, despite getting the overtake done on him, as Light Cruiser 3 tenths behind Vinny, and I think we may see a move on lap 7 of this race, 7 of 11. It's very tight, but Vinny does have a 3-second time penalty, and Tipsy gets ahead of H-Star, who makes a mistake and has sprint, which allows Max and Push to get in front there, and Light Cruise is going to have a go on Vinny while this is all going on around the outside in turn 1.
Vinny takes another...
Vinny cuts a corner but manages to stay ahead, and that's not worth it, I do not think. And it's very close. Light Cruise has a look on the inside line, doesn't make anything of it, and stays behind him. He'll wait till turn 8 to make the move along DRS straight.
They are so close to each other right now.
Yeah. Light Cruiser on the back of that diffuser loses the rear a bit. That's going to cost him, but I think he will still be close enough for the move. Opens the DRS in the slipstream, shifts over to 6, lets the engine roar down this rolling back straight. He moves to the left-hand side, the inside line of turn 8, and takes the lead of this race momentarily as Vinny's on the outside. Not giving this up as easy as Light Cruiser would think, and holds that position. That's amazing defending by Vinny on the outside line. Is Light Cruiser going to have a look on the inside? It's very close, but it doesn't look like he will. And Vinny stays ahead for one more lap. Oh, never mind it. Light Cruiser touches the rear, and Vinny just manages to save it in time before they had a spin. That was very risky by Light Cruiser. He doesn't need to take those risks. Vinny has got 6 seconds of penalties, and Light Cruiser doesn't even has 1 warning. Doesn't need to be taking any risks. He just needs to get the move done, and it looks like it might happen in the last corner. It's very close.
But Vinny can attack right away, so...
Light Cruiser does have the DRS though.
He does.
So very smart players. Max overtakes Push very easily. I believe there might have been a mistake there. H-Star, after his little excursion off the circuit in the final sector, is now behind this train, but he is catching Push and Max quite quickly as Vinny has conceded the lead to Light Cruiser, and 5 tenths is the gap already, a very wide one, and Light Cruiser will start to pull away from this moment on. And
this might just confirm his win over here, as we have H-Star just really far back, and it seems like he's the only one who can pressure Light Cruiser at the moment.
Yeah, he's 6.7 seconds behind the leader. In the train of 3, Push pulls to the left, and once again through turn 8. I think I've said that about 20 times over the course of this stream, just how many overtakes there are. Push manages to doesn't manage to get the move done. Max stays ahead. Might not be over yet though. Ooh, let's take a very big lift. Does Push through the dirty air of the car in front. Max leaves the door open. Push decides to not go in it. So that is the 4th position for Max. Held on for 1 more lap. He's running out of time as we're on lap 8 of 11, which will be coming on to lap 9. Light Cruiser sets a 46.4, pulling away as ever as Push lags a bit. I think might have got a screen freeze, and that puts him behind H-Star.
Oh no.
Not be good enough for him, but he dives us up the inside. Obviously not happy that he's lost that position through desync. He picks up a 3-second time penalty by doing that, which kind of puts him out of this race. As I knock my mic a bit there. That gives Max some breathing space for a bit. So that gets up to 9/10, which barely. The second is not that far away. That's a shame for Pooh. She was running well.
I'm interested to see what position Vinny ends up in after he crosses the line with his second 7 seconds penalties, I believe.
6 seconds, I think. Yes, yeah, 6 seconds of penalties.
So he should probably jump down to 4th. That's gonna suck for him, unless he can build a little bit more gap. As we reach the final 2 laps of the sprint race. Max Splits is now going to be pressured by H-Star. Light Cruiser picking up the fastest lap once again. And Vinny, oh no, takes another 3-second time penalty. That's gonna just push him way even more back now. Probably losing out on 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th, depending on the rest of the penalties here for the drivers. Let's see how Max defends this move here.
Pulls over to the right side.
And he will defend it, I think, as he goes into the inside now.
Very well defended by Max. H-Star does get a better exit, so he's going to take it in the slipstream. Maybe have a go at turn time. We haven't seen many moves there. Is there? He moves to the inside, his wing barely avoiding Max's rear tyre. Max hangs it around the outside. Will he do the exact same through the turn 11? It looks like it, but H-Star does get ahead in this little battle. I don't think it's over. I think Max will be giving it everything in the last lap. No ERS in these F2 cars, so it's just pure straight line speed and DRS. Light Cruiser setting fastest lap goes on to his last lap of the race as Max in the DRS now and pulls out of the slipstream relatively early. I do think HCR wants Max to be ahead so we can get him at the turn 8, which is very smart as Max pulls over to the right in a defensive manner. Shifts down into 3rd, does H-Star, and down into 2nd for turn 5, sorry. Max doesn't get a great exit, but neither does H-Star. 2 tenths, closer than the lap before. He may be able to get this move done easier, but maybe even before the corner. Max all the way over to the right, to the left. Max on the outside line. H-Star on the outside line, sorry.
Defends
but Max
pretty
brakes,
well.
yeah, extremely late on the brakes and gets a good exit, covering the inside line for turn 10. Learning of his mistake of the last lap for leaving that door open, and he holds on to P4. I do think H-Star might have a look at the inside through one of these corners. Max just has to shut the door through all of these. H-Star has a bit of a lockup as he's looking for the brakes there. He goes to the inside line of this corner of turn 12, and he's not going to get a good exit. There's a bit of contact, bit of wheel rubbing, but no harm done as Light Cruiser is going to cross the line to win the sprint race. Vinny. We'll see where he ends up in a minute. But H-Star right on the back after this climactic battle comes to an end. Max in P3, H-Star in P4, Vinny in P5.
Gotta say,
So,
that was really well done by Max defending for that last lap there.
yes, it really was. The late braking on the inside, knowing that he could do it and was confident on those brakes was great to see. And I think we had some really good racing today, and that's what we came here for. So our race winner steps onto the podium for the Carlin team, lifts the winner's trophy here in the
That was
Castellet.
really well done by Light Cruiser to catch up from the back. Had a really nice start for this sprint race. You do have to feel bad a little bit for Vinny, but he did pick up around 9 seconds worth of time penalties, I believe, so
Yeah.
really is his own doing over here.
Yeah. So after a very, very exciting sprint race, Light Cruiser comes home in P1. Tipsy in P2, Max rounds out the podium. H-Tar in 4th after starting P8. And after the spin in Sector 3, Vinny in P5 after the 9 seconds of penalties. Poosh in P6, Wimpy in P7, and Light Cruise and Ocean in P8 rounding out the points. Your non-finishers are Adam, who left as soon as he had that spin, and Icewind. So a great race indeed.
Yep, that was really intense driving, very competitive by everyone. Very nice drive by all the drivers here today. Hopefully we can see some more people pop in next Friday.
Yes, I think it will be. Actually, no, I don't think it will be, since it will be Christmas.
Oh yeah, true.
Week.
Okay, so I think we need to grab interviews if possible.
Yes, I should just hop into the gentleman's lounge if you want an interview.
We'll have to see for a second here what happens.
And we can drag you in and for a quick interview.
And we have Max Splits at the moment. I think he does want an interview because he did type in the chat. I don't know if we can move him, so we're gonna need someone. Okay.
I can move him. So let's drag him in.
Hello, Max Splits.
Hi.
I gotta say, well done on that last lap there. You did a really good job defending.
Yeah. I really wouldn't have it, to be honest, because sorry, I don't remember his name. I know it starts with a H. H. I was so focused on the race, I didn't even remember about his name. I was like, he's gonna get me anyway. He basically let me pass to get the DRS for the second straight. I was like, yeah, I'm stupid. I shouldn't have passed him. But yeah.
Yeah, we thought.
Basically, nice Christmas gift at the end to see that it was actually a fight for P3.
Yeah, we saw your late braking on the last lap of that race, and I thought it was amazing how you knew where to brake and keep it on the track, which is fantastic to see.
Well, as for a joke for you, you could say I trained against Icewind, and well, with the outcome it was. I outbroke myself, and so I really thought that I actually made him blocked him completely, like crashed his front wing or something. So I was really sorry at this point, and yeah. But yeah, overall I really need to learn about how to handle F2 start. I'm so bad at those.
Yeah.
Every race is like I'm starting P3 and I'm behind at the end of the first lap. I'm like, oh, I don't get the grip of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think in the F2 cars you just need to put the throttle full and then just release the clutch, I think.
Yeah, but I tried both. I tried low throttle and still I'm not speedy enough, and if I go too much throttle I'm not speedy enough, and I even start to crash into people. So I'm like, yeah, what do I do? So yeah. But yeah, really happy about the two races. Those were really fun. Even if I was a bit sad to finish only P4 the first one.
Yeah,
But
we
yes,
yeah we saw you had good pace and the feature and the sprint both coming. You came home with both top 5 results. You can't be too sad about that.
no,
Yeah,
no,
man.
I'm really happy. Plus, especially it was really fun to really nice battle with everyone. It was like no punt or anything like that. So yeah, really great.
Yeah, thank you for the interview. We have Ocean in the gentleman's lounge. Let's drag him in real quick. Hello, Ocean. How are those races for you, Ocean?
Lonely.
Lonely.
Mostly. Yeah, I was at the back for pretty much both races. It was one of those races where you're like, hey, I've got decent pace, I should do okay, and you're in the race and you're like, oh right, everybody else has got better pace. So I'll just, you know, I'll just treat this like a practice session, you know.
Well, you got
Yeah,
your.
sorry, there wasn't much of a turnout, you know, but the people who did turn out were very fast guys, like Light Cruiser and Tipsy Bob and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just about hung on to the back of my teammate for most of the race. But yeah, I was kind of getting more confident as the race went on. But by the time I was actually a bit competitive, I was like, right, the race is over. Okay.
Wait, you got your point. You can't be too sad about that.
Yeah, I did actually. I got P10 in the first one and I think 8 in the second, which is the equivalent of P10 really, because it's the last point
Yeah.
scoring position. I would like to say that was intentionally done, but no, it wasn't. It was just I'm that bad. But like I say, I mean, you know, I would say I was doing a decent pace for most of it. I did have a few incidents at the start of each race. I think the first one I got a bit of I was just involved in an incident, one of those wrong place, wrong time one-on-ones. I wouldn't really blame anybody as such. It was a turn 1 kind of thing, and I just tried to stay out of everybody's way. But unfortunately, someone, I think they tapped me or whatever. And then the second race, there was a bit of a train in front of me going into the chicane on the back straight, and I just kind of underestimated how much everybody would be braking, you know, with the concertina effect, and I think I went into the back of push and didn't pick up any damage, but it dropped me off the pace, and then just from there I was just trying to play catch up, and it wasn't really going in my favor at all.
Well, it's still a good race. You finished both of them, which is the main thing.
We gotta look at the positives. I finished the race, I got points, and I wasn't last, that's like my main objective in every race I'm in. I'm like, don't finish last. I don't care if someone DNFs or if they get disqualified or it's a connection issue. As long as I don't finish last, I'm happy.
Yeah, it was great racing between everyone in the field. There was only a couple incidents. I do think there might be one steward inquiry between Vinny and Adam with the tap on the feature race.
It was pretty clean over then. That.
We had like Icewind, Wimpy, myself, Joel, and Adrianoff in one chat channel, and we had 2 people rage quit.
Yeah, I wonder why. That kind of sucked a little bit because.
Yeah, I'll not name names, but yeah.
Were they like angry or just didn't want to race anymore?
You know how it is. Like sometimes you just have a run of bad luck, or else you're in bad form, and then you have a couple of races, and it just doesn't go your way, you know. But if those people are listening, you know, just head down, chill, you know, just be at one with. It is what it is, as I always say. You know, you just got to roll with the punches, really. You know, it does get really frustrating. Like I've you know been in league racing for a long time, and I had you know when you have a run of races where you don't even make it to like this lap 2 or something because you just continuously are taken out by no fault of your own, and you're questioning your existence. You know, you're like, why am I doing this to myself? But yeah, I think you just got to stick with it and just like we always say, get the head down and just just keep on trucking, you know.
Yep.
So I think
So
is that it?
yeah, I believe so. No one's in the gentleman's lounge for an interview, so I think that has been the F2 French Grand Prix. We had two fantastic races on our hands, and I was lucky enough to share the commentary box with Van today.
Yep. Do we have a race next Friday? Or no, we don't.
No, the next race will be Assetto Corsa to SRL on AGL Donington, which actually I'm looking forward to. I'm disappointed though to hear that Billy, your dad, is not going to be racing tomorrow.
But
So that kind of sucks for me, but it might be a lonely race for me at the back again. But actually, yeah, I've got decent pace in Assetto Corsa and Donington anyway, so we'll see if I can keep it on track. It should be good enough. But yeah, I think a lot of leagues are just going to take a break over Christmas, so SLR will be back after the Christmas break and the New Year with we're going to start off the New Year with a bang. It's going to be Tier 1, Tier 2, and F2 continues. We might see some iRacing, and maybe if we're lucky, Carcraft will release their multiplayer patch, and we can get that league set up as well. That'd be pretty dope.
yeah, a lot of stuff going on now. I'm getting very bored because I have nothing to practice for.
All right. Well, from everyone from SLR, we wish you a happy holiday and see you on the next stream.